If I have seen further than others, it is by standing upon the shoulders of giants. I have a fundamental belief in the Bible as the Word of God, written by those who were inspired. I study the Bible daily. Tact is the art of making a point without making an enemy. Plato is my friend. Aristotle is my friend. But my greatest friend is truth. An object in motion tends to remain in motion along a straight line unless acted upon by an outside force. We are to admit no more causes of natural things than such as are both true and sufficient to explain their appearances. To explain all nature is too difficult a task for any one man or even for any one age. It is much better to do a little with certainty and leave the rest for others that come after you. Opposite to God lines is atheism in profession and idolatry in practice. Atheism is so senseless and odious to mankind that it never had many professors. If a projectile were deprived of the force of gravity, it would not be deflected toward the earth, but would go off in a straight line into the heavens and do so with uniform motion, provided that the resistance of the air were removed. We account the scriptures of God to be the most sublime philosophy. If the experiments which I urge be defective, it cannot be difficult to show the defects. But if valid, then by proving the theory, they must render all objections invalid. It is reasonable that forces directed toward bodies depend on the nature and the quantity of matter of such bodies, as happens in the case of magnetic bodies. Nothing can be divided into more parts than it can possibly be constituted of, but matter that is finite cannot be constituted of infinite parts. In the absence of any other proof, the thumb alone would convince me of God's existence. This most beautiful system of the sun, planets, and comets could only proceed from the counsel and dominion of an intelligent and powerful being. As a blind man has no idea of colors, so have we no idea of the manner by which the all-wise God perceives and understands all things. Christ comes as a thief in the night, and it is not for us to know the times and seasons which God hath put into his own breast. There are more sure marks of authenticity in the Bible than in any profane history. To me, there has never been a higher source of earthly honor or distinction than that connected with advances in science. Religion and philosophy are to be preserved distinct. We are not to introduce divine revelations into philosophy, nor philosophical opinions into religion. The description of right lines and circles, upon which geometry is founded, belongs to mechanics. Geometry does not teach us to draw these lines, but requires them to be drawn. In the beginning of the year 1665, I found the method of approximating series and the rule for reducing any dignity, any binomial, into such a series. The motions which the planets now have could not spring from any natural cause alone, but were impressed by an intelligent agent. Infinites, when considered absolutely without any restriction or limitation, are neither equal nor unequal, nor have any certain proportion one to another, and therefore the principle that all infinites are equal is a precarious one. I can calculate the motion of heavenly bodies, but not the madness of people. Truth is ever to be found in simplicity, and not in the multiplicity and confusion of things. Atheism is so senseless. When I look at the solar system, I see the Earth at the right distance from the Sun to receive the proper amounts of heat and light. This did not happen by chance. A man may imagine things that are false, but he can only understand things that are true. For if the things be false, the apprehension of them is not understanding. The proper method for inquiring after the properties of things is to deduce them from experiments. I have explained the phenomena of the heavens and of our sea by the force of gravity, but I have not yet assigned a cause to gravity.